Thursday edition. Live at lunch, live at Los Reyes. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Super Chevy dealers today.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson, Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Do you feel like you get hurt at the most inconvenient times? Brock's After Hours Clinic has you covered for a break, sprain, or strain. Open 7 days a week, nights and weekends. Walk-ins welcome. Learn more, brortho.com. Water is water, right? Not when it's Evermore. Smooth-tasting Evermore water is Mother Nature's masterpiece. Evermore is natural artesian water. Maybe you want a healthier lifestyle, a high-end athlete who wants better hydration, or a parent who wants something healthier for their kids. You want Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore. Available at great local retailers. Darren James & Associates, powered by LPT Realty, commit to excellent service unlike any other. Darren and his team save buyers as much money as possible. If you're ready to buy or sell your home, call Darren James or visit agent225.com.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
You want a dry and cozy car, but your windshield leaks water and makes your car wet and smelly. That's why you need Advanced Windshield, the problem solvers in auto glass repair. We use quality parts and tools to ensure a perfect seal every time. Visit us at advancedwindshield.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
121-1674. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Los Reyes Mexican Grill on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Today's show also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial advisors. So when you get to retirement, there's no two situations alike. No matter what portion of your life you're in, what your age or your financial situation, Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and your business partners, tax professionals, and a legal team to make sure that all of your retirement goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you, and I know for sure because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff, 337-981-1376, or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors. Remember, FINRA SIPC. LSU baseball, an easy win last night against North Dakota State, 13-3, run rule after 7. William Schmidt, the most interesting part of this game, going 4 innings in his second start. He struck out 7 and walked 2. He also hit 3 guys. I say the most interesting part of the game because we're seeing, the hit batters were a little unnerving, but we're waiting to see what his role will be as it evolved. I think right this second he's one of LSU's best, say 5 or 6 pitchers, but will they choose? He threw 73 pitches last night, which means that he would probably be unavailable for at least the first 2 games of the weekend series. So I think this is probably the last time you're going to see him throw this many pitches in a midweek game. I'm not saying he's not going to start some other games, but I think they'll probably dial him back because Schmidt's a guy that they're going to need to use on the weekends. Maybe by the end of the season, he will be in a starting role on the weekend. I certainly wouldn't rule that out, but at least in the beginning part of SEC play, he's a bullpen arm that you want. We talked about a scenario yesterday where, what happens if your starter gets knocked out, but you're still in the game? What if you're in a 4-4 or a 5-5 game in the 3rd or the 4th inning? You're going to need some of these long guys, and Schmidt would work in very nicely in that spot to open Southeastern Conference play and see where it goes. So I would expect that his midweek performances from this point forward would be limited probably more to the 20 to 30 pitch range than the 73 through last night. Only give up 2 hits and the 1 run. I guess the hit batters were the most glaring weakness there. Other than that, LSU unloaded on North Dakota State, 10 hits, 13 runs. They got a lot of players in. You see, put Jared Jones at third base last night, which wasn't something that was necessarily on my radar. Jones homered twice last night. Curiel was on base 3 more times, and pretty much everybody on the roster played. So this was one of those get out of there in 7 innings, get yourself ready for the weekend. One more weekend of non-conference play against, again, not a top flight opponent, but SEC play will be here in about a week. So easy peasy for LSU last night. Nothing like the game they played the night before, which was really sloppy. Tigers didn't commit an error last night, and they run ruled it 13-3.
All right. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get every time you call 296-0060. A great team: Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody choose but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title. Colucci 2-0 last week. Get him on the train. Get on the train, Colucci.
Get past the train. We'll take a break here live at Los Reyes. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Hey, Hanny.
Yeah.
Your stab is 1242.
Thank you.
No problem.
You're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for the perfect ride for your next getaway? Rent a car for the week at All-Star Toyota and only pay for 6 days. That's right. Get 7 days of adventure for the price of just 6. Whether you're heading out on a road trip, need a vehicle for the week, or just want something new to drive, we have got you covered. At All-Star Toyota, we offer a wide selection of Toyota vehicles ready to hit the road when you are. Conveniently located at Airline at Goodwood in Baton Rouge. Visit us today or check out our website at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com for more details. All-Star Toyota. People you know, cars you trust.
As we all live longer, age is really just a number, but retirement is so much more than one. Edward Jones Financial Advisors want to know what you want out of your retirement so we can help you get there. Together, we can look at the big picture and make a strategy to help you reach your goals. Because you can't prepare for the unexpected if you don't know where you're headed. Call your local Edward Jones office to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
In Denham Springs, call Sims White. And in Donaldsonville, call Matt LeBlanc.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency. Lower your monthly bills and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Power outages are unpredictable, so stay ready with a Generac home standby generator from Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Trusted in South Louisiana, we provide expert installation and service. Call 225-300-9389 or visit boudreauxelectrical.com.
Craving crawfish? Head on over to Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland. Every Friday night, enjoy Chris's mouth-watering boiled crawfish. Dine in or take out. Fresh, spicy, and delicious. Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland, your Friday night crawfish destination.
Experience a Louisiana Saturday night on the field of Tiger Stadium at the Bayou Traditions Gala on May 3rd. This exclusive fundraiser benefits LSU student athletes, NIL opportunities, and features multi-platinum singer-songwriter Jordan Davis. Enjoy delicious cuisine, a live auction, a panel from LSU student athletes, and live music by Jordan Davis and Parrish County Line. Register to win a spot at our table at 1045ESPN.com. Support LSU student athletes, NIL opportunities, and reserve your table at LSUTAF.com.
Can one of you guys text Colucci?
What? Yeah. What's that?
Colucci's phone is going straight to voicemail again.
Voicemail. Doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Text.
I'm still calling him, but it's like he has it on Do Not Disturb or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-SGOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Let's face it, life throws you curveballs. At Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, we help you stand tall. Whether you're facing ED or battling low T, we've got the solutions to help you regain the oomph you need. Goodwood is your partner in men's sexual wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Los Reyes Mexican Grill on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at Los Reyes. This is as good a setup as we can possibly have with the weather today. We've got the doors open here we got an enclosed patio and we got an open air patio. So you take your pick. You want to sit outside?
Covered patio.
That's what I said.
You said closed.
Enclosed. It's enclosed, but the doors are open.
Covered or out in the sun.
Come out and enjoy the damn nice weather, whether you want to sit under
Max, what's the over-under on 40 yards, the train?
Under a lot. Start money is money.
Oh, yes, indeed.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
He's not used to us calling us so early. That's right. We got Charlie in the train out the way. Charlie got hit by a train today, Colucci. So, but we got him here safely. But we got you 2-0, jammed up last week. We didn't want to jam. Take it, Tom, sir. The floor is yours, King Colucci.
How did he get? Let's talk about the New Orleans Saints this week. That's what I'm looking to talk about. I want to know what's going on. I want to know who's going to be the starting quarterback. We need to know what Kellen Moore is going to do out there. You know, I'm here to please the masses. I'm here to please you guys at that group.
Speaking of a train wreck, huh?
Picks. You know I'm a bookmaker, so you know definitely. But Charlie got hit by a train. I hurt Charlie. I hope you weren't leaning over in Manhattan.
No, somebody got hit by a train. It
Don't
wasn't me. And Derek Carr and not very good on the Saints questions, and we can move from there.
Well, the same thing. It's the same thing. Saints, Cowboys. Who cares? I mean, you guys beat us by 40. That's good, but you know how the NFL is. The NFL is a business, and that's how it is. That's how it's always going to be. You should try being a bookmaker, guys. And try and then subscribe to all these television services that I have to supply my crowd with, from Netflix, Christmas Day, Peacock Plus, Amazon Prime, all these different companies, and it's a mind-boggling situation.
Well, I tell you what, with Netflix and what their stock has done after their little venture on Christmas Day and with the fight, the Tyson fight, there's going to be more of that coming. So that we're not done buying different stream outlets for sure. So anyway, yes. So remember Bump Phillips, Colucci? Remember him?
Yes.
So when Bump Phillips kind of, he was past his prime, he took the job at the Saints. There used to be bumper stickers, and it said faith, hope, and bum. So now the new stickers around the Crescent City, we saw them. I think Mayo was throwing them off the float in Crew of Toth or something. But anyway, faith, hope, and Loomis. So Mickey Loomis is our GM, who has us 32nd in salary cap held by a good chunk, and we're just running it back with him. So, but anyway, yes. Can we get some picks with you on your time? Not rush, not taken off the air, but get your picks, because we're 2-0 night. Not bad last week.
Yeah, we did pretty well. We got those two nice games, the Montreal Canadiens, the Islanders. I don't want to rub it in. I never do that, but I had about two more that also popped that night. So we had a monstrous night last Thursday. It was pretty good. I think Nashville was one of them, and there was another one in there. But, the hockey landscape now is starting to change all over again. What you have now players like Matthew Tkachuk being put on long-term IR, which frees up salary cap money. The cap money, if you put a player on long-term IR, now naturally you got to sit for like 2 weeks, 14 games, something like that. But you do free up the $8-9 million that this man is making in that period, and then you could go out and sign free agents. So this is an important period that's going on right now. You're seeing a few, faces change places. Nothing has been massively significant as of yet. But a lot of happening. Games tonight are just outrageous when you look at them on the spreads. I mean, Florida at the Rampart and South Point 3-1. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning 240. We have the Carolina Hurricanes 320, which is huge. I think they're anticipating Boston trading Brad Marchand, who was one of their top two players. You have the Dallas Stars at 260, Edmonton Oilers at 240. It's just the Avalanche 420. So I hate to disappoint tonight, but I mean it's almost a virtually unbettable card. Whereas last night, we had a great opportunity to capitalize on, and that's a play on words, with the Washington Capitals nailing the New York Rangers, who are basically in a sell-off mode now after being one of the Eastern Conference favorites to win the Stanley Cup. A lot of happenings going on. I would probably look at the Flyers tonight at home, even though we know how good the Edmonton Oilers are. The Winnipeg Jets are. I mean, they're the number one team in the NHL. Winnipeg right now, as in regards to a win-loss record. I mean, you're talking about a team that has 42 wins in 62 games. They have a 6-point lead as Dallas is starting to chip away, and the Jets have lost 3 in a row. So let's capitalize on that. Let's take the Philadelphia Flyers at home tonight, who definitely they want to win this game and try to, make some noise in the playoff drive. This is real close right now when you look at the Eastern Conference, when you're looking at this wild card opportunity. And that was a big loss for the Rangers last night, as Columbus now, shockingly, without Goudreau, the catastrophe that happened there, are now in 4th place in the Metropolitan Division. And here's another outlook. Keep your eye on the New Jersey Devils. Without Jack Hughes now, their number one player, shoulder surgery, out for the rest of the season. They already lost 2 in a row. They're going to start to free fall, and I think that teams like the Flyers, the Canadians, all these teams that are fighting, the Rangers that are fighting for this last playoff spot are going to start to, perform at a higher level than the New Jersey Devils. So the Flyers definitely need this game tonight. We're looking at the Flyers at a
Plus
plus
120.
at home. We're looking at plus 120. Yeah, correct. At the Rampart and South Point. That's definitely a nice opportunity. I mean, you look at this Columbus team. I mean, should Florida really, without Tkachuk, be laying 3-1 to Columbus, who we just said is in prime playoff position? I would take Columbus. Even if you have to take a goal and a half tonight, let's jump on that opportunity.
Okay.
Columbus has played so well this year. They're 30-23 guys in 61 games, 68 points, 4 points behind the Devils to get into the top 3 of the Metro Division. The Rangers already lost last night, so they're not playing. So maybe Columbus could open up a 3-point lead there. And you have to go down to the New York Islanders, who have 63 points that are beneath them. Now you have the other teams hovering, Senators, Red Wings, and Canadians, like I said. So it's definitely going to be a race to the finish. It's a great race. And, this is what makes hockey so great, guys. You come to the playoff drive, there is not a more exciting sport than NHL hockey. And, here's getting back to this Florida-Columbus game. I mean, Sergei Bobrovsky, they're going to look to make a trade for a marquee goaltender, Florida, to back up Bobrovsky for the playoff drive because Spencer Knight is now gone. So, definitely this could be a lot of pressure on Bobrovsky, who's getting a little older. He's one of the older starting NHL goaltenders. I mean, granted, he has like 27 wins this year, which is monstrous, or 26 wins. But, let's keep an eye on his health as, the Maple Leafs just look horrible against the Knights last night, but they're tied in the Atlantic Division lead. So, I think that Columbus will make some noise tonight.
Okay. So, Kaluch, so our listeners can follow. Okay, we got Philadelphia plus 120, but then Columbus plus 1.5 is even money, but then the money line is plus 260. Would you split them up even? Let's say like 100 and 100, or would you put like 2-1, put maybe 100 on the puck line and 50 on the money line? How would you split it up? How would you advise?
Well, that game I would advise betting it both ways, probably an even split. Because
Okay,
I
even
really
split.
like this game. I like Columbus's chances. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think they have an excellent chance in this game just because of the current circumstances with the Florida roster. But don't get me wrong. I mean, Florida's going to come to play. They're the best team in the NHL and the reigning Stanley Cup champions. So, definitely I would split it up even. I would take a nice chance because you do get that even money and you're winning the game 1.5
Gotcha.
to nothing.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Speaking of the Florida Panthers, the defending champions, speaking of Tkachuk, hurt in the tournament, out for the regular season, the rest of the regular season. Is this the fly in the ointment to continue this? I mean, if you're Florida Panther season ticket holder, that's your team. I mean, you want you guys risking injury in this thing, and there's no way the NBA can kind of use this as an excuse not to try and play U.S. versus the world, huh, guys? So we'll see. But what's your thoughts on does this hurt the chances of running this thing back maybe in a couple of years? This sort of I forget what it would the tournament that just happened for the All-Star weekend, the Four Nations.
Well, what happens with the NBA, Jimmy, is that they make so much money that the ownership could definitely, after an injury, just come in and say, look, you're not playing in the next All-Star game. And, you saw LeBron, he announced that he was sitting. So he's basically the face of the NBA, and he just chose to sit. So it's a lot different, whereas these guys are playing for country pride and they make a lot less money. But I do believe that the Florida Panther ownership, Actually, my dad grew up with one of the owners. They're from Long Island and the Brooklyn area. You have to step in and tell Tkachuk, you got to calm it down a little bit. But this is an opportunity, like I said, because if the injury isn't that serious, you could pick up a free agent that's still going to be on your roster come playoff time and activate Tkachuk. But not only Tkachuk, look at what happened to Theodore. He's one of our marquee free agent signings here in Las Vegas, and he broke his wrist. So several of these guys got banged up and injured, and you want to keep your eye on how hard these guys continue to play during a tournament of this magnitude. And if I'm the ownership, Jimmy, I'm going to come in, I'm going to sit down Tkachuk, I'm going to tell him, look, we know all about the U.S. pride, what was going on with Canada, the embargoes, all this. You want to make a statement They're booing our national anthem. But you also have to consider we're the defending Stanley Cup champions. You play in the NHL, and this is a tournament formatted by the NHL. So, you have to take into consideration where your bread and butter comes from. Definitely, Jimmy. You don't want all these marquee superstars going down. God forbid it starts to swell out to where you're seeing guys like McDavid go down and, Nate McKinnon. Then it becomes really, really a factor. And not that Kachuk ain't a top 5 player in the NHL, but hopefully his injury will subside coming into the playoffs and he will be, at the top peak condition. But still, you're going to probably fall and could possibly lose a home ice advantage, which is huge when you're dealing in the playoffs in the NHL.
Max, what is this hurt their chances running this thing back? Maybe a couple of years. It was wildly popular.
Of course, it hurts it, but maybe Colucci could correct me on this. I had heard that maybe this is, as the Four Nations, this will be the only rendition of it. That they've kind of already planned out that there's going to be some other tournaments, and they'll expand it. But it hurts. I don't know that we'll see a Four Nations, but it definitely hurts this kind of concept.
But it's the same thing. They're playing for the countries. I mean, they're going to just add some countries.
It'll hurt the product, I would imagine, Colucci.
I mean, no, he just talked about it.
I don't think it hurts the product at all. I think it brought, so many people were paying attention that it definitely brought the NHL back. I mean, if you think about the start of the season, everybody was complaining how NBA and NHL viewership was way, way down. Bettman wasn't doing a good job. People were actually entertaining the WNBA viewership to compare to the NBA and NHL, which is just out of the realm. But the NHL then puts this Four Nations product out there, and all of a sudden the viewership is incredible. And if you add a couple of more countries, like Jimmy said, it's off the hook. So I think it actually was good for the NHL, and it looked at things in a different limelight, and it put them on the top of the All-Stars games, that are, whether it's NHL, NFL is garbage, and the MLB. So, I think it definitely did a good thing for the NHL and brought in tons of revenue. Not that Montreal and Boston needed, but if you start to spread this out and have maybe some of the tournament on the West Coast, Vancouver, possibly Las Vegas, LA, it'll be monsters.
Colucci, we're running up against the brick a little bit, but get us updated. March Madness just around the corner. Did Chris Andrews, do you guys still have that prop up SEC versus the field? Is that give us an update?
I believe he took it down at the start of this week, but it'll be back up before the conference tournament. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
And we'll definitely be running the 105 Big Special like we always do during the course of the tournament. And at the Rampart, we're going to have the bad beat drawings. Anytime a lower seed for those first 4 days beats a higher seed, we draw for $100 in free slot play.
Okay.
All you need is a rewards card at the Rampart. And we got a lot going on. It's going to be off the hook. We're getting really, really excited. Possibly some jackpot cards for those first 2 days. That's a huge success. $5 per card, no point spread. But we got so much going on. We're really anticipating conference tournaments. You saw Auburn. They came back down to earth after that loss the other night. So it's still wide open, guys. Alabama's playing good. Andy's playing good. Tennessee's playing good. It's funny how I'm talking about all you SEC guys except LSU.
Don't get it started. $100 free play. Charlie, that's got Charlie Hannegriff written all over it. Give him a couple of days. He'll jump on a train. He'll be there by next Wednesday or something, huh?
Love it. And it looks great there. I'm looking 60 minutes till race 1 at the fabulous fairgrounds. So, definitely looking good this weekend, and looking for exciting horse racing that leads into March Madness. You know how I am with the horse racing. It's just off the hook here at the Rampart.
All right, Colucci, follow Dwayne at NY Bookie Dwayne at NY Bookie Dwayne. It's time, Colucci.
Right,
Charlie? Huh?
Charlie's quiet today.
I got fussed at for fussing last week, so I'm not fussing with anybody.
You'll be revved up next Thursday if I go 0-2. I know that.
You know, when you spread your feathers, the gambling gods frown upon that. You know that,
They
huh? We know how that goes. Thank you, Colucci. Great stuff as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Love you guys. Talk to you next week.
Yes,
Say hi to
indeed.
everybody.
My man Kalucha from the Rampart. Of course, the Rampart, one side of the strip, the South Point on the other side of the strip. Guys like Jimmy Vaccaro, Chris Andrews, Vinny Maiulo, veteran, old school bookmakers still doing it their own way. We did see some our friends at the Queen still have it up. And so SEC versus the field, it started off the field was minus like 40 or 50. It got down to basically a straight pick 'em. Now it's shifted back to at the Queen, you have to lay 40. If you take the field, if you take the SEC, it's plus 110. And then the other one is Duke and Auburn versus the field. The more I think about that, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, I would be more inclined to take the field on that one.
How many teams do you think outside of the SEC could realistically win the national title? Duke and Houston can.
I don't think Houston can.
Okay, well then you're throwing out the second biggest favorite outside of the SEC. The next three are Iowa State, St. John's, and Michigan State.
St. John's can. Michigan State can. I don't think Iowa State can.
I thought Iowa State could earlier in the year. I don't now. And then the next best team is Texas Tech, who is playing really well.
I think Texas Tech can.
Yeah, I do too. If I had to take a flyer on one of those teams besides St. John's, Texas Tech would be where I would go. Yeah.
Little nugget here, Jimmy. So it's plus 110 to take the SEC with our friends at Bet Rivers over at the Queen, right? Plus 110.
Well, Bet Rivers or the Queen?
SEC.
I mean,
the Queen plus 110 on the SEC.
Plus 110. Okay.
Our friends at Bet Rivers has the field at plus 110.
Oh, really?
Either side.
But the price of variance, huh?
A lot of variance there.
Yeah.
So they've got the SEC as the heavy favorites, or not heavy, but
but
marginal.
Yeah. What does Bet Rivers have?
Minus 143.
Oh, so basically, yeah.
So they
140
flipped.
Yeah, completely flipped. Wow. There you go. Take both plus prices.
Guaranteed a winner.
There you go. Charlie, see how that works?
You have my attention. You pays to shop, right?
Look, when you cross the train, we stop at all train stops. You look both ways, Charlie, before you cross the track.
Left, right, and then left again.
Just in case my mother is listening to this show today, I did not get hit by the train. Okay, somebody else got hit by the train. Mom listens from time to time. She's going to go.
She does not have that in her playbook. Okay,
no,
she did not ask Charlie to try and beat the train. That is not in her playbook. No. I know that. I love her playbook. Why do they always run in the middle, Charlie? Why do they always do it? Josie's playbook is wide open, baby. It's analytic driven.
Yes,
love it, love it. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows, and reliefwindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters. Wood windows. If your homeowners association requires wood windows, we're proud to be the premier gelled wood window company here in the area. Wood windows combine the beauty of real wood, high-tech energy efficiency, features for all climate zones, all weather conditions, from the heat in the summer here in South Louisiana to the snow. Built using our last wood, gel windows come with a 20-year general warranty and a lifetime limited warranty against rot and termites, providing years of beauty and minimal maintenance. Do like I did. Call Relief Windows, 230-5652, Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com.
Live at Los Reyes, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Majestic Metals is located in Sorrento with over 60 years experience in the pre-engineered metal building industry. Majestic Metals is the leading metal roofing manufacturer with high-quality products, superior customer service, and a fast turnaround. We offer both commercial and residential roofing, including a standing seam panel in a variety of colors with a 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
Spring into savings at Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service. For the month of March, get up to $150 back when you buy a set of 4 select Toyo tires. Plus, get free installation, a $118 value when you use your Shawbills credit card. Visit ShawbillsTire.com to shop Toyo tires and for complete offer details. Shawbills, we keep you rolling. Offer valid March 1st through the 31st. Void where prohibited, subject to credit approval.
Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood? Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Well, I guess along with those sizzling steaks, we do have wood-fired oysters and scallops, beautiful sea bass, fresh Gulf fish and shrimp, and rich Ora King salmon. So yeah, Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Jefferson Highway across from Palermo Ristorante. Tell Leo that Kevin sent you. And don't forget, there ain't no cake in that crab cake. Come and see us.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Check engine light, weird clink, truck giving you a shake? Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in for service today. You don't have to wait. Same day service. Schedule now at BayouCDJR.com. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Do you feel like you get hurt at the most inconvenient times? Brock's After Hours Clinic has you covered for a break, sprain, or strain. Open 7 days a week, nights and weekends. Walk-ins welcome. Learn more, brortho.com.
For service you can feel, you gotta call Capital City Comfort.
Spring is here, and the experts at Capital City Comfort want to guarantee your comfort with a new energy-efficient Rheem HVAC system. This spring, take advantage of special financing and expert installation on all new units.
For service you can feel, you gotta call Capital City Comfort.
Visit capitalcitycomfort-br.com.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987. Custom Colors, located in the Industrial Plex off Segan.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickup sound to you? Go to trashrangers.com for all the info and make the switch today. That's trashrangers.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Los Reyes Mexican Grill on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
The one-of-a-kind autographed card that Paul Skeens put out that was won by a kid out in
30?
California is going up for auction. Do you see his odds opened up? He is opened as the strong favorite to win the National League Cy Young. What did we get him at last year?
125, 140 to 1.
Yeah, he's plus 300
I know.
this year. Not quite. Not
He
quite. as
added
much.
a sinker. A cutter and a 2-seamer this year.
Yeah, because he needed more help.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Hour number 2, straight ahead from Los Reyes, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, Your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Transform your space with Got Lit lighting. From stunning landscape lighting that enhances your home's beauty and security to dazzling event lighting that sets the perfect mood. Whether it's a backyard wedding, holiday display, or a simple way to illuminate your landscape, we've got the expertise to bring your vision to life. Visit GotLitLights.com and let's light up your world. Got Lit Lights, because everything looks better when it's lit.
When you've been in the industry for over 20 years, you learn a few things. For one thing, you learn your product inside and out, but you also learn how to ask the right questions and give satisfying answers. Jim's Firearms.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date. Your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Do we have Matt
Humans.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Los Reyes Mexican Grill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yes, indeed. Open air edition. What a beautiful day here in the capital city.
on.
Taking advantage of the great weather got over here. We're in the covered patio. You can sit out in the sun. Plenty of seating available as well. Watching Keegan Bradley tied for the lead down in the Orlando area at Bay Hills. So the wind is supposed to be dying down a little bit, so favoring the afternoon cruise. So anyway, great, a good start to the golf tournament. Too. Who's our 4 picks again? We had 3 of them, Max. Zalatoris.
Zalatoris, Hovland, and Fleetwood.
Ooh.
Or I'm sorry, Lowry was not. Zalatoris was not. Lowry, Fleetwood, Hovland.
All right, Scheffler's in a little trouble here on 14. He's 1 under, so he's about to give a stroke back on this one. And yes, he's going to bogey that hole to go to even par. Let's go to Las Vegas VSiN's Matt Humans joins us right now. Matt, how you doing?
Well, I feel like I'm listening to Jim Nance call the Masters.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Come and join me on the Lanai at my home here in Carmel. So anyway, hey, I'm going to ask you what Charlie asked me. Who outside of the SEC has a chance to win it all in the NCAA basketball tournament?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that Duke and Houston are going to be your first 2 answers to that. And then I don't think any team out of the Big Ten has really got a shot. And then you go to the Big East, I would say St. John's maybe has a shot, and that's about it. I don't I don't think there are a bunch of teams outside the SEC that can win it. We'll go Duke, Houston, St. John's be my first three answers. And maybe there's a team that's going to shock a lot of people otherwise, but I don't know who that would be right now.
I have a little difference. I kind of give Michigan State a little bit of a shot. I can't get there with Houston, Matt. I see what their stats tell me differently. My eyes tell me no, same old stuff. I mean, they're really ugly on offense sometimes. And they go to. I know the metrics are better. I just don't see it. I see the same old thing that they go through these ugly stretches, and I mean somebody's going to get hot against them at sometimes. I don't have them up there. I do have St. John's in there though.
I'm not a Houston fan. Believe me, I don't. If you ever listen to VSiN or watch it, I've never bought into Houston on futures in the last 5 years. I've never once played a Houston future, and I didn't this year either. But I think Houston's got a better shot than Michigan State, I would say, because the Spartans shoot the three at 29%, and Houston shoots the three much better. I watch a lot of Big Ten basketball. Michigan State's 31st in offense in Kim Palm, and Houston's 10, believe it or not. In defense, Michigan State 5, Houston number 3. Those numbers will tell you Houston's better offensive team. And that's what I see when I watch it, just a Houston team that shoots a three better than Michigan State. I'm not sure you can win 4 games in a row and get to the Final Four and then close it out. The way basketball is played now, shooting a three at 29%, and I think that's the biggest problem with Michigan State.
Yeah, I like Richardson. I think he's a nice, I think he's legit. I wish they would kind of showcase him a little bit more. Because he's the guy that go get a bucket. And look, and Cryer, I thought the Iowa State game he was really good. I mean, he made all kinds of shots at every different place in the field, but they kind of lean on him a little too heavily. So we'll see. In the SEC,
what did you guys come up with aside from Michigan State, Houston, Duke, St. John's? Did you come up with any other teams?
We came up with, if you want to take a flyer on Texas Tech.
Texas
who's playing
Tech
pretty well right
yeah.
now. That's about the best I can do outside of your list. I'm kind of split the difference on you two guys with Houston. I don't expect that they're going to flop. I think they're going to be a very hard out. He's not gone to the tournament with this current group of Houston and completely thrown up on themselves. They've made the second weekend every year, but somewhere they run into somebody that's just offensively so charged that they can't get around it. So I think they could win it, but it would take some breaks. It would take sort of like a scheduling advantage for them where they don't have to play somebody that's just got all of 5. They lost to Alabama and Auburn by 5 points each. So they're right there. Now that's back in November, but they're right there with them.
To lose to Auburn is one thing. It's at Alabama. Alabama's not as good as Auburn. And
they lost to both of them by the same 5 points. So
and
they can play with those teams. I don't think they will win it, but I can't say that they absolutely should be ruled out.
Now, look, I mean, I thought their best team was 2 years ago. In Miami scored, was it 89 points in that game? I mean, how do you score 89 against that Houston defense? I just don't think that. I think they're a little bit better on offense. I don't think they're quite as good on defense. I agree with each other. They're hard out, but they're also the chances are they're probably going to run into somebody that has having a good shooting night, and it's going to be tougher.
They probably end up as an Elite 8 team. If
I
had to pick out
Elite 8 or
where
Final
they are.
Four even, but I can't. I don't see what I know what the numbers say, Matt, and I just don't see it. I don't know. So anyway,
I'm not gonna sit here and argue for Houston. Like you said, I don't buy. I'm host a show with a guy who's got a Houston future, and he talks about them all the time. And I don't like Houston at all. Like I said, I don't have anything on Houston. So I'm with you in that respect. But if you're looking at teams that are going to get a good seed and a path to the national championship, Houston's going to have a pretty good chance to get there. I'm a Big Ten guy, and I watch a lot of those games. Michigan State just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, think about when you look at the regions, is any team going to fear playing Michigan State?
No.
Hell no. I think that's a team you feel like you could knock off in the first round. Is any team going to fear Houston? I don't think you want to play them because of their style and how physical they are. It's a tough matchup. I don't think you fear Houston. You feel like that's a team you can knock off too. I heard Rick Pitino say the other day, he said, this team, talking about his team, could lose in the first round or win the whole thing. I think that's true for a lot of teams that are going to be in this tournament, aside from Duke and Auburn and Florida, right?
I agree. I in the same sense, I'm kind of losing track of my third team for the SEC to have a chance. Auburn and Florida, for sure. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, they're complete. You know, I mean, if they played Alabama, if Florida played Alabama neutral site like 10 times, they're gonna beat them 8 or 9. I mean, Alabama just have to shoot so good to beat them. I mean, and guys, the kid Condon, man, he picked his man. He likes the big stage. He had great game last night and great game against Auburn. You know, singling. You know, Janai Broom, and you know they're just a complete team. But Tennessee can't win it. I don't think so, and I'm starting to lose faith in Alabama's chances of winning it all as well. So I'm only going too deep in the SEC.
You know, Alabama is Kim Palm. Now, this is not the Bible, but when you look at teams' defensive rating, you say they get enough defensively to do it. Alabama's at 39 defensively. Typically, that's not good enough. And I'm with you. I was a big Alabama booster. In fact, I've got tickets on Alabama 20-1 to win the whole thing. I was pretty optimistic. The more I watch him, the less I like him now. And another team a lot of people like to hype up as dark horse is Missouri. But look at Missouri's defensive performance last night against Oklahoma, and Missouri's 59, actually 69 on defense in Ken Palm. So that would tell you that Missouri's going to be an upset candidate as well. So you know what? It's interesting too, because when you look at the SEC, outside of it's so good top to bottom, one of the best conferences I've ever seen, obviously. But outside of Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, those four, and I'm not crazy about Alabama and Tennessee right now. I don't see any of those other teams making a really deep run, like to the Elite Eight or Final Four. Do you?
No. I think with the right break, you know, the teams that you mentioned, I only think that two can win it all. But I'll tell you what, though, the four bubble teams, you know, the 11 through 14 trying to get in the tournament, they all had big wins the last 2 nights. I mean, they all, sure. You know, so they are making it a run. This whole thing. The thing that we're interested in, Matt, weigh in on. I'm going to go against these teams that have their seeding set for the SEC in a tournament next week. Auburn, Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. The rest of them, I think, will have a little bit more juice for this tournament. The 2 teams that went the furthest last year were one and done last year, and I mean, it's been a little bit of a grind. If you want to know how much of maybe a grind, check out that Auburn team that played in College Station a couple of nights ago. They were due for a little bit of a break mentally and physically.
Sure.
They'll be ready to go. They're going to beat Bama as bad as they can on Saturday. But, man, that wasn't close to the normal team that's hit the floor this year for Auburn.
Yeah, and I feel like a spot where Auburn can be a little bit flat, right? Because off a big win, you clinch the SEC regular season championship, and then you got Alabama on deck to finish it, and a bunch of bigger games coming up. And A&M had lost 4 in a row. You talk about a hungry home underdog. A&M was hungry that night to stop that losing streak. And you could tell pretty early that Auburn did not bring anything close to its A game. You know, last night I was on Mississippi against Tennessee because I thought Vols were in a great fade spot, too, off that miraculous win against Alabama. That was a complete meltdown by the Crimson Tide. I mean, that was inexcusable how Alabama lost that game at Tennessee. So Vols stole it. They go on the road. Chris Beard needs a win. I thought that was a great spot for Ole Miss, but, man, that was a tough one to get.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it didn't look good. I didn't feel good about that Ole Miss bet last night. And, you know, that's a Mississippi team that's not very good defensively either. as much as I like Chris Beard, I really can't see that team making much of a run in the tournament.
Well, all it took is your senior who averages 11 to get 19 on 8 of 9 shooting and a offensive rebound putback for the game winner. That's all. I mean, so Charlie,
is there a team? We've talked about all the favorites. Okay, is there a team out there every year we see this double-digit or close to it seed make the second weekend and scare the hell out of somebody? Who's the biggest underachiever?
Sure.
Who's the biggest underachiever out there? I'm looking at teams like Kansas, Baylor. Illinois, maybe on the right day, although they're just
we're talking about
Houston,
Kansas. That was a joke in Lawrence, closing out the game. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, they should have split, and both games were very tight. Everybody's got Houston as a number 1 seed. Probably about Houston too. They played Iowa State when they were down 31 points. They played Texas Tech when they were down 30 points. In those 2 games, like a week ago. But Kansas they looked good the other night in a loss at Houston.
That's what I'm saying. The underachievers, these guys have got enough talent. Baylor, Kansas, maybe Illinois on the right day.
I don't like the way Baylor plays defense.
Well,
no.
None of these teams are playing to their capabilities. I'm talking like, for instance, you can get 15-1 right now in Illinois to make the Final Four. Okay, that's a bomb, but they've got enough talent.
I hear how everybody said, Matt, you think they're that talented? Everybody, when they talk about Illinois, man, they're ultra talented. They're ultra talented.
I don't. In fact, I haven't liked this Illinois team. I mean, I was stunned when Illinois beat Oregon 109-77 on the road. And I said, holy hell, I must have really underestimated this Illinois team. A lot better than I thought. Since then, Illinois has come back to earth and been a lot more the team I expected the lineup to be. So, no, I don't really have hold Illinois in high regard either. I know some that do, most don't. But I understand what you guys are getting at. We're trying to search for a team that's we're saying, man, I should have seen that. That team's got the talent. Maybe that team could have been a surprise in the tournament. I'm going through, looking here, trying to find some teams that have been a little disappointing that can make a run. How about UConn? I think that might be one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, UConn, Oregon, UCLA. Some other teams under the radar that maybe have a chance to be surprise teams be like Clemson, St. Mary's. How about BYU?
BYU is where I was going next.
BYU is the hottest team in the country.
Yeah. You're still getting 15-1 on them to make the Final Four. Now, does this continue for 3 more weeks?
Seven in a row. I'm willing to lay the projected 13 on Saturday against Utah. Utah beat them in Salt Lake City by a point. And, I mean, you win at Iowa State. You win they
beat Kansas, they beat
Arizona and Iowa State,
yeah.
In the 7 games straight. They're averaging 85 points a game on a 7-game win streak. No, they're hot, man. And they want to smash the Holy War friends from Salt Lake City, man. So
these are they're almost road proof at this point. I mean, it's not just teams going into Provo. They have won. Iowa State's only lost twice at home all year. BYU got them one. The other one was at fluke against Kansas State.
What do you think about Clemson? Because I thought P.J. Hall was a big loss, but the one thing they have, they're an older roster, and so I mean, I thought there was going to be a big drop off because Hall he was their most talented piece, but they just or is it just a product of the ACC?
Well, you hear so many times people say the ACC is terrible. And that's not necessarily true. Now, the ACC is not very good in the bottom half. In fact, there are a lot of teams that are really terrible in the bottom half. But at the top, Duke is damn good, and Duke has been destroying teams. So it's not like Duke's record is propped up playing a bunch of cupcakes in the SEC because Duke's not just barely winning the games. Duke's winning the games by 30. And we know that Duke's legit because Blue Devils beat Auburn, even though the officials helped them out in that game in November. I would say that game might have been early December, whatever it was. I know that was a game where Duke definitely got some home court officiating to help them out. But Duke, Clemson, and Louisville out of the ACC are all 3 legit teams. Clemson, like you said, veteran team, finally got over the hump in the tournament last year. Brad Brownell's a really good coach. And as you mentioned, you got veterans who got you there before. And Louisville, Pat Kelsey's done a hell of a job. Chucky Hepburn, the transfer from Wisconsin, running a point. That's a team nobody, not many people are really talking about. The Louisville Cardinals, and maybe could be a surprise team, even though I don't love Louisville. You look at a team that's 24-6 with a good coach, has got top 30 metrics in offense and defense. Not really getting much hype.
How about Hepburn, man? Like the 7-minute mark to the 2-minute mark of the first half, 6 straight threes. I mean, he didn't attempt a three before that point. He didn't attempt one after, but all 6, pop. I mean, it was crazy, man. So it was good stuff. You got anything on this golf tournament, Matt?
I tell you what, I got 2 small college basketball plays tonight.
Okay.
On the Big West. This is a rough card. Rough card tonight. I know Wes Reynolds really likes Iowa as a home dog against Michigan State. Taking 7.5, I think, is best number at DraftKings. Wes's angle on this game tonight, I tend to agree with him. We were talking about it on the show last night. This is probably going to be the end for Fran McCaffrey at Iowa. And if that's the case, you got to think his team's going to give a big effort tonight. Michigan State's got Michigan on deck and has already clinched a share of the Big Ten championship. Might be a spot for the home dog there. I played a couple in the Big West. I played UC Davis as a home dog. 7.5 was the number overnight. I think it's 7 now. UC Davis is a home dog against Irvine. And also T.Y. Johnson is a stud for UC Davis. Not many people would know that. Hawaii and Cal State Bakersfield are playing to get in to be eligible for the Big West tournament. I played Bakersfield as a 1-point home favorite overnight. I don't like much about this Hawaii team. As far as the golf tournament, I played Rory top 10 at -115. I played Ludwig Oberg top 10 at +170. Shane Lowry top 10 at +350, and Lowry to win at 42-1. I also played Oberg to win at 15-1. Scotty Scheffler top 5 at -125. I didn't want Scheffler to ruin my weekend by winning the tournament. I had nothing on him. So I played him at a top 5 at -125. He's won 2 of the last 3 times. I mean, there's a bunch of players I can make a case for this week. Colin Morikawa. You go down the list, some long shots I wanted to play, but I'm not going to spray a bunch of long shots all over the board and then watch Scheffler or McIlroy win the tournament, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Lowry's going to benefit today from the wind dying down compared to Aubert and Scheffler. So they were dealing with it today. And still, Aubert was he was close a lot of times, but man, it was pretty windy when he was playing his round. Great stuff as always, Matt. Man, miss you. Usually I'm in Vegas for championship week, but can't make it this year. But what a fun time, man, to be in Las Vegas for championship week. Going to be a lot of fun next week as well. Good luck to you, Matt. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep. Okay, you bet. Thanks.
All right, we'll take. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. Looks great. Oh, Bear just missed a 3-footer. Ooh, that's a bogey. So he gives up a stroke. He's +1 now. Total Maintenance again. Great weather, right? Man, open up the heat. Not stressing the unit out. Now's the time though to schedule your one-time AC visit. You clean it. Make sure that it's running at its optimum, lower monthly bills, going to extend the lifetime of your unit. If you got a part that looks like, oh, man, this thing may be failing, we're going to replace it for you. No problem for it. It's going to sit. So lower monthly bills, extend the lifetime of your unit, and also you're going to avoid a more costly repair in the summer months when you need it that much more. Normally $179 for this AC check. It's just $79 if you mention that you heard it right here, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. That's right. Mention me, Charlie, Max, whoever. Mention Ludwig Gobert and get $79 for your AC visit. Again, just one time. 480-1000. 480-1000. Total Maintenance.
Live at Los Reyes. Live at lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no 2 situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job. which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard, aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Community banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us as we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like going to college, opening a small business, buying a home, planning a wedding, or having a baby. From your first car to a new life after retirement, Landmark Bank is here for all of life's milestones. At Landmark Bank, we can provide you with various solutions through personal and business checking, savings, loans, and competitive CD rates. Let's get started. Call me, Jennifer Knapp, at 225-719-1578.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Guys, boat season's around the corner, and if you want to take your boat to the next level, front to back boat service. But T-Bob, I don't have a boat. Well, listen to this. Front to back boat service is now a New Canoe dealer. New Canoe makes amazing hybrid kayaks that are perfect for fishing, hunting, and more. They're super stable, completely customizable, and feature wide open decks, meaning front to back can rig them up with your choice of motor, electronics, or anything else you need. So come in and see them today and unlimit yourself in a New Canoe.
With WCK, your home will be okay. With WCK, you're on solid ground today. A reputation for a strong foundation makes us leaders among peers. WCK, foundation repair. WCK, a leader among peers. WCK.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you ready for some football? Join us this spring in reading the 2025 One Book, One Community Selection, Season of Life by Jeffrey Marks. The 19th annual One Book, One Community initiative will highlight Marks' book and other sports-related programs for all ages. It will begin with a free tailgate kickoff for the whole family at the main library at Goodwood on Friday, March 14th from 5 to 8 p.m. Live entertainment, free food, children's activities, community organizations, and more. For more information, visit evrpl.com.
Golf Tech of Baton Rouge is transforming your golf game. Conveniently located in Town Center, Golf Tech offers indoor lessons, club fitting, club sales, dedicated coaches, and more. Your one-stop shop for a better golf game. It's a new year. You should have a new game. Go to golftech.com today to be the rock star of your golf group.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Turnaround services, specialty welding, Action Industries, innovation in action.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Los Reyes Mexican Grill on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, the show's available on demand, LouisianaSports.net, 1045ESPN.com. Current version of the Hannycast is up. We've added Doug Thompson to our podcast, so we're excited about having Doug with the LSU baseball stuff for the Hannycast. It's on YouTube right now. We're less than a week away from the start of the new league year. A lot of movement in the last couple of days. Is the number of free agent wide receivers that are on the market. Jimmy, and we're not talking about the Saints, okay?
We just messing with you, Charles.
No, but we're not talking about the Saints, because I actually saw this. Should the Saints go after Devontae Adams? No,
they're one piece away from a declining receiver.
Yeah. This is like asking, should we, buy a lottery ticket and use it as our investment portfolio? No, okay, but if you are a team,
LSU's one piece away from challenging.
Yeah. If you are on the market, and the Steelers, for instance, have been in the market for a receiver for a long time, the Bills could use one. We're talking about teams that fancy themselves as contenders. Washington just made a move for Deebo Samuel. The number of veteran receivers on the market, I just want to know if you like any of these guys. Okay, I know how you feel about
Adams. They're kind of all lumped together, huh?
Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, DeAndre Hopkins. They're all about the same age. They all had extremely productive careers. They are all past their prime,
Right.
But it's not like they could not be a contributor. These guys were all number one receivers that, for good chunks of their career and no longer are. They can help somebody that has a number one receiver.
How about Amari Cooper with Joe Flacco, huh? Two seasons ago.
Yes.
He went nuts. He went nuts. The guy who's as big of a pain in the ass as any of them, but I think that his production was cut short strictly because of injury. And I got to give Diggs another chance. I mean, when he got hurt how many games in with Houston?
About 5, I think. It was late September, early October.
But, in much of a headache as he is, which is common for the position, he's still productive, man. Now, he had Josh Allen throwing to him for a big deal, but, because it
was 8 games. I didn't realize he made it that far.
What did he have, about 500 yards?
And for part of that, Nico Collins was hurt, where he was getting a few more balls at that point, and then Collins came back later in the season. How does he going to recover?
500.
Yeah,
so he's on pace for 1,000-yard season. He's had better, but he is a new, and his quarterback had a sophomore slump this year. There's no doubt about that.
All right, let me go a little bit younger.
But I'll tell you what, that Keenan Allen, he lives hurt.
Yeah,
and he's way too bad. I mean, that guy,
and he's 33 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, that was no. I mean, no.
You want to go a little bit younger? Would you take a shot with one of these two guys, Chris Godwin, who was hurt in Tampa but has been a productive guy, or Christian Kirk, who just got released from Jacksonville, probably mostly because of salary cap? You can have one of those guys.
My Godwin, that was dumb, huh?
At the point in the game in which he got hurt and lost his season, yes.
Monday night, even Joe Buck, give him credit. At what point do you cut your losses and pack it in?
Right.
Right. And he sure got hurt like a few plays later.
And he was a productive guy.
I like Godwin.
He's a very good player.
If
the injury checks out, yeah. Or
ACL, right?
Yeah.
Or was it?
I thought it was an ACL and
is it multiple?
I thought it was.
Geez.
I may.
Well,
it was ugly.
He might not be back for this year.
They wouldn't show it. Those are bad signs. Or you can take a shot with two guys on the trade market. If you want to spend big capital, first and a third is what they're asking. You can get DK Metcalf out of Seattle. Oh, I forgot to include Tyler Lockett on that group. Or you can probably have Cooper Kupp for a mid-round pick.
No, Metcalf by far is the most capable out of all them.
And he's the most expensive.
And he's probably the most still in his prime.
Yes.
I don't think it's him. I mean, again, you just like what he just shows up sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes they forget him. Sometimes they double him, so they try to take him out. They scheme him out. But man, he's still got a lot of juice left in the tank compared to all these declining.
He's the best name I brought up, but he's also by far the most expensive. It's a 1 and a 3 to get him out of there, and then he wants a contract extension for $30 million a year.
So why
for
has he
probably at
been
least
so
4 years.
inconsistent, in your opinion?
The quarterback.
That's fair.
Gino's been up and down. He's been way better than we thought he would be out there, but he's been up and down.
Because sometimes, even no matter what the coverage is, you just got to throw that ball up to him, man.
Yeah. And he's
such
a physical
guy.
Would you rather have him to pay?
Who's more physical than him?
Not very many. Or would you rather have Cooper Kupp, who you can get for way cheaper?
I think Kupp is done. I think Kupp is a secondary piece at best. I mean,
I don't think any of these guys except Metcalf are
but Charlie,
anymore.
The Rams, man, for the Rams, that's a strong sign for them to kind of you got to move on. I mean, that guy. He was so good, and I mean, he just isn't. And you watch him play. I mean, he got a few yards against New England. New England, that game, that was terrible. They had guys wide open in that game.
He's still being paid as a number one receiver, and he no longer is in Los Angeles. That's
close to number one
there. So, and they've got other receivers, so they can afford to move him along. I think he still helps somebody, but he's not a number one anymore. There's just this huge list of former number ones. Don't pay him like a number one. If you can bring him in as a 2 or even better as a 3. There's some affordability in there.
Yeah, no.
Don't pay Devontae Adams $13 million, which is what the rumor is. If anybody gives him $13 million a year,
we kind of disagreed on him when they were brought him in. I was like, man, that's I know one thing, though, is pretty damn obvious, and people that cover in the league, they're all on the same page, is consistent reporting. Finally, Aaron Rodgers' crap has caught up with him.
Yes, you are.
Your
finally, production no longer justifies all the stuff that comes with you.
I mean, just.
I could bring in Russell Wilson to put up those numbers, and it's less of a pain in the butt. And whoever would have said that.
He had to have a better year than Wilson, huh? Did he? His numbers weren't terrible.
Wilson's numbers weren't awful. He didn't play the whole season. I mean,
you think that
they were okay? I thought those guys were okay.
The Wilson thing, it just kind of. The funny thing is, Charlie, they flip flopped. Rodgers was really mediocre at best, and then he kind of finished a little bit stronger statistically.
The last 6 games,
Wilson hit a wall with like about 6 or 7 games ago, and they saw they couldn't do anything. Remember, we're like, oh man, Wilson's back at it, and they're like, oh no, the last 5 or 6 games, like we can't run this guy back again.
Wilson played 6 more games, 1,100 yards. Devontae Adams 854, but 6 more games.
Wait, Wilson played
17 games. Adams played 11.
No, we're talking about
we're talking about
Rodgers
versus Russell Wilson.
Adams plays wide receiver.
We were talking about Adams. I got that.
And Rodgers plays quarterback. Get your head out of Bay Hill, man.
Rodgers played better at the back end of the year.
No, we know that. But overall,
Rodgers averaged 4 more yards a game than Wilson.
Okay, yards per attempt.
6.7 for Rodgers and 7.4 for Wilson.
Okay, and TD's interception ratio.
16 to 5 for Wilson and 28 to 11 for Rodgers. But he played 6 more games. Wilson missed at the beginning. Per game, the numbers are pretty comparable.
28 TDs for the Jets, not bad.
Rodgers played
I think he was like third
more.
all time in terms of a single season yardage for a Jets quarterback.
To take a time out, we're live here at Los Reyes. We got the garage doors open. You can sit in the covered patio. You can sit out in the sun, whatever you want. Watch a little spring training baseball. Yankee, I believe.
At the Hall of Fame Stadium. Is that still what they call it?
Yes, indeed. That's what it is. So come on by and see. We've got a great, all the traditional Mexican items. I mean, great guacamole. Fajitas are outstanding. You get fresh fish if you want. All over here at Los Reyes Mexican Grill. On Lee, just off of Nichols and across from Mike Anderson's. Live at lunch. Live at Los Reyes, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988, a hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week.
Jordan?
Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon.
Thought we had
Sammy
a
serves a
stab down.
wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids'
So
menu
it's the
and
next
popular
break?
appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters.
Yeah,
Sammy's Grill on
12:42.
Highland Road near Starring since
Okay,
1988.
Okay, that's my bad. I thought it was 26.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Guarantee Media is hiring. Come join the company that's been named as one of the best places to work in Baton Rouge. Local and committed to your career growth. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com, an equal opportunity employer. GuaranteeMedia.com.
Do you feel like you get hurt at the most inconvenient times? Brock's After Hours Clinic has you covered for a break, sprain, or strain. Open 7 days a week, nights and weekends. Walk-ins welcome. Learn more, brortho.com.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use
promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Sign up for PF Chang's rewards today. Get exclusive offers, earn Chang's cash, and get yourself a free dessert on your birthday. You can sign up online or the next time you visit, ask your server. We're in Town Center off Corporate Boulevard. Look for the giant golden horse.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Ducks Unlimited and Cabela's are making the spring gun bash and whiskey tasting bigger than ever. Now with 75 guns. That's right. This 75 gun raffle and whiskey tasting is Friday, March 21st at Cabela's in Gonzales. There's going to be a gun giveaway every 2 minutes. Door prizes, bonus drawings, live and silent auctions, kids activities, and more. Your admission includes a raffle entry, dinner, and drinks. Don't miss out. March 21st at Cabela's in Gonzales. Get your tickets now at dufrenzy.com.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Check engine light, weird clink, truck giving you a shake? Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in for service today. You don't have to wait. Same day service. Schedule now at BayouCDJR.com. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Kenny?
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Yes.
Grill on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, let's go out to Las Vegas. Kenny White joins us right now. Kenny, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, Jimmy, doing well. Exciting day for me. Kind of my first women's college basketball conference tournament day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Do you have any picks that you have for today's card?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Let's see what hasn't started here yet. Arizona goes in about an hour. I like them. -1.5. I like Washington. I won with them again yesterday. So the Huskies are getting 4.5 playing Michigan.
Okay.
That Arizona was -1.5 playing Colorado. Looks like Virginia. Again, I've been on Virginia quite a bit, +7.5. There's 3 of them for you.
Nice.
Arizona, Washington, and Virginia.
Nice. Hey, Kenny, let's put your old bookmaker's hat, your odds maker hat back on, and tell us how much is it baked into the line for a team that's on the bubble. Now I compare it to, because we see the difference from like in the NFL when a team quote unquote has to win or is in contention playing for a playoff spot, playing against somebody that's not. That's kind of out of it, or possibly resting players. But how much of it is for the Oklahomas of the world, the Texas of the world? I mean, some of the Nebraska, some teams on the bubble, do they weigh that in when they're setting these lines for conference tournament week?
Yeah, that's a great question that we used to do as I'm just going to go back to Las Vegas Sports Consultants, where I had a staff of 12 odds makers, and we probably had 5 guys that loved college basketball. If they didn't love it as much, I probably would have only had 3 guys making college basketball lines. But we had 6 in the NFL. 6 of the 12 guys made NFL lines, and that was the biggest sport. But college football, I think, only had 4. But college basketball is a sport that everybody loves. So we had 5 guys making numbers. And when we made that number, we would talk about it that, hey, this team's on a bubble, that team's on a bubble. This is a must-win for – to get into the conference tournament. We would only add a point. That was it.
Okay.
We would add 1 point to it. I think for a bookmaker, that's the right move because you could probably get two-way action from that. As a bettor on the other side of the counter, Jimmy, I think it's worth 2.5 points.
Gotcha. Yeah, because my point is I'm trying to get in ahead of the handicapper as well, or the bettor, because a lot of people bet that, this team has to win. This team's on the bubble. They need it. I mean, how many times have we heard that people, willing to bet on it based on that?
Yeah, and our idea, I guess, our thought process at Las Vegas Sports Consultants was if we think the game should be 2 and we add an extra point and make a -3, that by the time the bookmaker gets it, he's thinking the same thing and not asking us that if we built that in or not. He's going to put it up 3.5 or 4, and then if he takes a bet, he's going to move it a point because he knows that that's the hot team that they need to win, and that's where the money's going to come in. So that's kind of the process to it, and those games do move quickly, and that's I always suggest people bet early if you've got a hunch that a team has to win a game.
Hey, how about one we were discussing earlier, a prop bet that's been put out, and 2 different sites. One, it's the SEC versus the field winning the national championship in college basketball. One site has the SEC -140, the field +110, and the other one has the field -140 and the SEC +110. The variance in some of these prop bets, I guess, because maybe the limits are smaller.
Yeah, the limits are smaller, and maybe when the second book put their lineup, they didn't even know the other book had a line. I would not want to build in an arbitrage for players, that's for sure. I don't care how smart you think you are, you're never going to beat arbitrage players. It's impossible. So you wouldn't want to put that on your board. I would have waited a minute to see where it went, and then I would have put up a little different price. I probably would have put up 115 each way, and then tried to get somebody to, bet me on the opposite side of the other book and build a case against them.
There you go. Yeah, if anything,
I did the work on it. Chris Andrews in the South Point actually put that prop up first, and it's almost over a month ago that he put that prop up because I think he was looking at his power ratings and he saw 6 teams from the SEC in his top 10. And he asked me about it. Vinny Maliulio asked me about it. And I said, Vinny, I got 6 SEC teams in my top 10. I said, they got to be probably a favorite to win it all. And I think we were right on the price at about $1.50. So, yeah, I think that's the right price.
I think he put it out because Colucci's on with us too. He put it out as the field minus like 50, 60, and it was bet down to closer to pick 'em. The first.
Oh, okay. I thought the field should have been $1.50. I would lay even money or pick and take the field. You had so many more teams. The SEC is obviously going to beat themselves up. There's got to be an SEC team, 1 or 2 in the Final Four, so that does make it a little more difficult at that point.
Yeah, we were trying to come up with teams that could win it all, and it's about the same. The SEC. I think I got one more outside of the SEC that I give a chance than in the SEC. So, but yeah, and
I've been watching a documentary on ESPN this morning, waiting for some women's games to come on, and they're doing basketball in the South, and I remember Pete Maravich growing up, and wow, I would try to emulate him in the driveway and watching him play. And it is amazing how great of a player he was. And they're going on, they're showing a lot more about the coaches in the SEC, and it's a really good documentary on ESPN. I think it's on ESPNU, but I was amazed to go back. I went to look at Pistol Pete's NBA career, and he had a really good career. Only 1 year he averaged more than 30, but I was shocked that the 3-point shot came in at the end of his career, and he ended up he didn't shoot many of those, but he was 10 for 15, 67% in his NBA career from 3-point range. Could you imagine if Pistol Pete played in this day and age with a shot clock and the 3-point line? He may have averaged 60 a game.
It's I used to go to some of those Jazz games when he played there, but growing up too, this is right when VCRs kind of came in, and anybody growing up playing basketball had his tapes and used his I mean, our high school team used some of these drills. I mean, the ball handling skills are, you talk about players still today that use his tapes, sort of his drills that he does to try and improve the ball handling. No, way, way, way ahead of his time, no doubt. Anything on the limited college card tonight that you're looking at, Kenny, on the men's side?
Oh, the baseball?
Baseball or basketball? Whatever
because I was going to say limited. I only got 3 games on the board in baseball today, and I haven't even seen any lines. I'm going to guess that I may have a play on Arizona. They're just a far better team than Pepperdine. I'm probably lay 3.5 runs or something like that if I can find it. Let me see here. Men's college hoops. I like Merrimack tonight. I like them a lot.
Okay.
I sent that out in my VIP club this morning. I only made it a 2% play, but I think it can be worth more because these are my favorite types of plays where you've got the better team with motivation and they just need to win the game. So, you're not laying points. So that's my favorite type of bet. I also like Michigan State tonight on the road against Iowa. Iowa's, a team that is falling apart as of late. They're not scoring like they used to, and that's because of a couple of injuries to a couple of their key players in their lineup. And let me make double check to make sure. Yeah, Owen Freeman's the key guy that's been out, and he's still out, and they've struggled without him. They've lost 7 of their last 9 games, and now they're playing a Michigan State team that can probably lock up the conference championship with a win here tonight.
KennyWhiteSports.com. Kenny, anything special? I mean, a lot of people, we're going to want to play the NCAA tournament that it, hasn't really played the college basketball at all, but looking for maybe some picks or service. What do you have available at KennyWhiteSports.com for March Madness?
Well, Jimmy, my power rating product was meant for the everyday player that wants to learn how to handicap on their own. And the power ratings are the foundation. It's 75% of the equation. So $25 gets you that sheet every night before the games, the night before you get it. And you get to go over the lines, what I made them, and then look at the differences and figure out if you want to bet them or not. That's the best one. If you don't want to do all that work, sign up for the VIP club. It's a lot easier. That's $150 a month, though. I do all the work for you, and all you got to do is log on. You get a alert that, hey, Kenny's got a play out, or one of my other guys in the club have a play. Going to add a couple more guys to the rotation too, since it's March Madness now. So we'll have some guys coming back into the VIP club, putting in their NCAA tournament picks.
Sounds good. Great stuff, Kenny. Great stuff as always, man. Good luck to you this week. We'll talk to you next week during championship week.
Thanks, Jimmy. You too. Thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
All right. Live at lunch, live at Los Reyes. Beautiful day here in the capital city, out here in the covered patio. Man, come on by here to Los Reyes. Open all the way through from lunch to dinner, 7 days a week here at Los Reyes. Live at lunch, live at Los Reyes, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Thibodaux store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. The weather's warming up here, at least, most of this week. You're getting out in the garden. Lawn and garden specials on the website right now. 600-pound garden carts on special right now on the website. Your 6-foot steel wheelbarrows on special on the website right now, and tons of the turf builder fertilizer, multiple styles of that in multiple sizes of bags. All of those on special right now on the website. Cajun Cooking Specialty Cookware remains on special here at the Thibodaux store website, thibodauxstore.com, and that specialty cookware can be shipped right to your door. If you're down on the property itself, lots of grills plus the big green egg cookers are available at the Thibodaux store. And if you're ready to break out the fishing gear, you can add to your collection there at the Thibodaux store. 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, and online it's thibodauxstore.com.
Darren James and Associates, powered by LPT Realty, commit to excellent service unlike any other.
Yeah, be ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. We're at Rufino's on Highland Road. We're getting you ready for the final regular season weekend in college basketball and the final non-conference weekend in college baseball. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 11 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street, Man-Mid City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street and now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Ready to take your brand awareness to new heights?
Experience the power of audio and digital marketing combined with Guaranteed Digital Media.
Our radio branding messages resonate through the airwaves, leaving a lasting impression.
Combine this with digital tactics like retargeting, geofencing, and social media to really boost your reach.
Imagine your radio ad complemented by targeted digital ads, ensuring your brand is seen and heard across multiple platforms.
To learn more, visit 1045ESPN.com and click Connect. That's 1045ESPN.com and click Connect.
Water is water, right? Not when it's Evermore. Smooth tasting Evermore water is Mother Nature's masterpiece. Evermore is natural artesian water. Maybe you want a healthier lifestyle, a high-end athlete who wants better hydration, or a parent who wants something healthier for their kids. You want Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore. Available at great local retailers.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Get to know the Advanced Turnaround Group, part of Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Los Reyes Mexican Grill on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Los Reyes, SEC Women's Tournament underway here in day number 2. Oklahoma and Georgia, the first game. Sooners with a 4-point lead early. Arnold Palmer, Cam Davis is your leader, along with Greiserman, excuse me. Davis and Greiserman both at 3 under. Greiserman just through 8. Davis has only got 1 hole to go to finish up his round. Scotty Scheffler also going to 18. He is 1 under. Colin Morikawa also at 1 under. He is through.
Wind is dying
15.
down, so the golfers are just kind of getting going, like Greiserman, Rory, Lowry.
Lowry's even through 4.
Yeah.
So is Rory.
Advantage to them over the guys like Aubert and Scheffler, who are dealing with most of the wind today.
Come on out and see us here at Los Reyes.
The weather, Charlie.
The fantastic weather, and we're out on the covered patio, but there is the open air patio as well.
Hey, the traffic is flowing now. They moved the train, but the lights are still blinking, but the traffic is flowing on Brightside now.
So you got an open shot to come here.
So Josie, he can go back home safely now. He doesn't have to try and dodge the train.
Tomorrow we're at Rufino's at 11 a.m. Hope you can make it in your plans to be with us then. For Max and Jimmy, Jordan back in the studio. I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
I'm the 104.5 ESPN app or the After Further Review YouTube channel. AFR On Demand, brought to you by Breck Golf. Book your tee time today at golf.breck.org.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-48.